Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. There will more than likely be 3 videos up this week. This video, my true crime video, I'm sorry I didn't do one last week. I've had a lot going on at the minute. And then more than likely my unboxing videos when I get my brand new iPad and my Apple Pencil. So I figured for this video, I've seen quite a few videos where people have done this and they've talked about their Apple products. So I figured why not do that before I get my brand new iPad. That way it could help some of you that obviously can't afford the new iPad and may want something different. All of these products, except for probably 2, I paid for myself. The only 2 I didn't pay for were obviously my phone, because that's on a contract and my parents pay for it for me, and my AirPods because they were given to me as a gift for my birthday. But other than that, everything that I have worked up to pay for it. I have got the money to pay for it because I either wanted to treat myself or because I needed it for college or university. So let's get right into this video. The first one I'll talk about is this little beauty. So this is the iPhone 5S. I have no idea when I got this. I think it was year 8, maybe. I think it was like year 7, year 8. I originally started with having Nokias and Samsungs. I could never get on with them, so I went and got my new iPhone. So this was my first ever iPhone that I had, I believe. I don't think I had the 4S. I may have had the 4S, but I don't actually have it because obviously I got rid of that to get this new iPhone. This actually was quite a nice iPhone to use. It got me through what I needed to. Obviously, compared to like all my friends, they all had the 5Cs and all that. You do kind of get jealous when like they have like the nice colourful 5C phone and you've got this. But it's a very good phone. It's a good starter phone if you are switching from like an Android to an iPhone. It's definitely good to start with this rather than jump into like the iPhone 11s and all of that. If you're not used to the stuff that's on Apple compared to what's on Android, it is quite different. You obviously have to get used to not having the back button actually on your phone because you will have to do it on the screen. It's a nice size, but obviously when I hold it compared to my iPhone now to this, it definitely feels very, very weird. It's definitely a good first starter phone. The second one, we will go to my current iPhone. So I currently have the iPhone 8. I love this phone. It's currently kind of cracked, but it's literally just my screen protector. The actual phone itself is in perfect condition, if I can get it out of the case. Obviously with the iPhone 8s and like everything above it, you have to be obviously very, very careful considering compared to this phone, which has a completely different background, whereas this one is literally, as you can tell, got a reflection, made of glass. So the whole thing is made of glass. It's obviously not as thick as this when you see it side by side, so it's quite smoother. It's so much nicer to hold. I love holding it without my case on, but because it's obviously glass, and I do tend to drop my phone quite a lot, I obviously don't want to break it. And also, it's definitely a nice phone, and I got this case for it off of Amazon because it's a magnetic case and it can hold all of your cards. It's currently got my debit card. It obviously protects it when I drop it, and it's just so nice to have a case on your phone. Some silicone ones from Primark on this, but I really felt like getting a bumper fire case because I did keep dropping it. I did have originally the iPhone 6S, however I had really bad problems with that. It stopped working after a year. Then I got a replacement 6S, which stopped working after 8 months. So I got an upgrade, and this upgrade actually did me so much better because I have 45 gigabytes of data on this phone compared to the 10 gigabytes I had on my 6S. So yeah, if you want to get an iPhone, go for like the 5S or the 5C to start with, and then slowly work your way up. So my next product is my beautiful Apple Watch Series 3. So I bought this probably around the time that it actually came out. I really wanted it because it looks so nice, and obviously it goes with my phone. So this actually cost me $279, and I got it from Argos, and obviously it's just the sort of space grey one, and I didn't change the straps, so nice to wear. I mainly only use it now for dance or if I go to the gym, because it has all of my little workouts when I press my little man. You obviously get all of your gym apps, so it's definitely good, and it obviously tells you all the messages that you have. So it is a good watch, but I'm definitely going to sell this at some point so I can get the Series 6, but I probably won't get the Series 6 till near enough when I go university. In other words, the Series 3 is a really, really great watch. I haven't personally tried it out in the water, only because I don't really want to risk breaking it, because it cost me nearly £300 to get. So that's definitely one thing that I don't do with it, is I don't take it underwater. But the Apple Watch is definitely good. Obviously you don't have to get that, some people get Fitbits, but I didn't really want one that just controlled my steps and all that. I wanted to be able to see my messages, make phone calls and all that through it. So it's definitely a good watch. I definitely recommend getting one if you have an Apple iPhone. Whatever one you get is obviously up to you. Personally, for my first Apple Watch, the Series 3 did amazing for me, but obviously because I wanted to just upgrade, I'm definitely going to get the Series 6 soon. The next Apple device is my iPad Air. I believe this is the 4th generation. I have no idea. I think this was either the 2013 or the 2014 version. Obviously you can tell how different it is by the camera, how it has like this, like if you want it on silent mode or not. It was a really good iPad to have. This was my first ever iPad. I think I paid around $200 for it. When it came out, it was probably, after my iPhone, one of the first Apple products that I actually bought, and this was the first one I actually bought myself. It was great for taking videos and all that. I would sometimes take it to my concerts because this little iPhone or my 6S couldn't really hold all of the videos that I wanted. But although it was a pain, because obviously it's so big compared to having a tiny iPhone, and obviously you see the massive difference. But for a first time iPad, this was actually really good. It allowed me to do so much stuff. I use this quite a lot, mainly for FaceTime or mainly playing games. This was all this iPad ever was mainly just to watch YouTube, to play games. I never really did like any note taking or anything on it. It wasn't really for that, because when I had this, I was probably still in like my last years of like primary school to secondary school. It still works, it's still in really good condition. It was definitely a good first iPad to have. There was nothing wrong. Obviously there were so many like difference like in the home buttons and just using it. Other than that, there's not much difference between this and the iPad I have now, except for I use the iPad I have now a lot more than I ever used this for. The current iPad I'm using is this one. So this is in rose gold. I loved it when this iPad came out because I love the rose gold, even though it looks more gold than rose. I think I didn't spend too much more on this compared to the one that I had before. I think this one was probably around either 220 or 250. This is the 2017 one. I basically, as you can tell, I use this for quite a lot of stuff. I have all of my university apps that I use on here. I have all of my printers, anything I use for photo editing, video editing, but I mainly use this for watching YouTube, FaceTiming. I definitely used this one more than I ever did with my old one, mainly because I found it helped me so much when I got to my last few years of secondary school into college. I've definitely used this quite a lot in my first year at college before I got my MacBook. But this has definitely helped me. I use this iPad for Word documents. I've used this to create my wall behind me, finding all of the pictures on Pinterest, which I will link in my description if you guys want to check out my Pinterest that I obviously use to create my background. But this iPad is definitely good. I think it's literally just called the iPad 5th generation, I believe it is. So this is obviously, like I said, the 2017 one. I've definitely dropped this iPad more times than I can count. But this is obviously another good iPad that you can use. Although it's obviously 5 years old, it's still really good. It's still amazing screen quality. However, this is definitely one of my favorites that I've used. It's obviously, like I said, compared to that one, obviously I've had this for 5 years, but obviously because they've released the new iPads, I kind of feel like it's time for a change. And considering I have my Apple Pencil 2nd generation, it doesn't really work on this. So obviously it's kind of an upgrade. So I will show you guys the Apple Pencil when I get my new iPad, because I haven't actually unboxed it yet, and I'd rather do an unboxing video with that. If you guys want like an older generation iPad that works really well and all that, definitely get the 2017 version. It is so nice. It works so well. I mainly use this quite a lot obviously for Word, but I do use Procreate on here quite a lot. I've done quite a lot of things through Procreate with designing. Obviously in media you kind of have to have like the designing as well, so I definitely did that. And obviously you can use iMovie and all that on here, so it's definitely helped with creating a lot of the movies. It's helped with creating a lot of scripts and all that I've used in media for college. I was definitely skeptical on if I should get this one in this colour and all that. It depends what you really want for an iPad. If you want an iPad where you can just muck around with it, play games and all that, definitely get an older version of an iPad, because you won't really need it for anything else. If you want something that you're going to use as a student like myself, who's going into a career with journalism and media, who has to do designing, who has to do a lot of note taking, who has to do a lot of written work, who has to do a lot of coursework. Obviously I will do a review. Obviously it's so hard to obviously say that without having my new iPad, but that's literally just me. I prefer to write much more than I type. So I will definitely do a review of the new iPad that I get, probably a month or two into having it, just so that I have like a bigger time frame of being able to use it. The next product that I have is my wonderful AirPods case. It's currently in a stitch case, which was actually given to me as a gift, and it comes with this nice little grip, so you can actually like clip it to something if you want to. I actually have the like ordinary AirPods. I didn't get the AirPod Pros mainly because I don't like the design. The new AirPods have the sort of sponge for the ears. I've never been able to get along with that design. It always irritates my ears. I use them constantly. They are so nice. Overall, these are just such nice AirPods. They fit well in my ear. I take them to the gym all the time. I have them at college when I go on the bus, or if I'm in lessons, and they were just such a nice gift. The cheaper sort of fake version of AirPods, however, they broke within like the first 2 months, so I had to revert back to my Apple earphones that you get given with the phone, until I got these for my birthday. And obviously I got the nice little case as well. I just always prefer having wireless headphones compared to the wired. These are obviously the other products that I didn't pay for because these were gifts. So the AirPods and my iPhones were the only two products that I didn't actually pay for. My next product is the one that I use most out of all of these. It's the one I love the most. It's the one that costs me the most money, and that is my MacBook Air 2017 13-inch. So this was actually, it cost me around, I believe, $729. I bought this in 2019 during my first year at college. See, because I was using my iPad, I was really struggling with everything that I had created in class. But since having this beauty, it has definitely helped. I do basically everything on here. I have all of my Notion, I have all of my Canva work that I've used, I have all of my to-do lists, I have my Word documents. Obviously you can listen to music and all that. So this is obviously the one without the touch bar, because obviously those ones were way too expensive, and for the price it was still expensive because it was in the 700 range. Obviously it was my money that I spent, and obviously by the time I got this, I was working a job that paid really well and that allows me to get the money I needed within a certain amount of time. It will definitely be, obviously, it currently has like a case like with handles, but I will definitely be getting like a proper case cover on it for when I go to university, just so that it looks nicer and it's like more protected. Things that I have with this MacBook is Apple mouse. I also have a Bluetooth keyboard, because sometimes when I'm working it's really annoying to obviously type and all that because it rubs against your wrist. That keyboard when I'm using my laptop, if I don't want to use my laptop keyboard, or if I'm using my iPad, I will switch to my iPad, which is what I've been doing at college. I'll take that in and I'll use my iPad to type as well. But other than that, I use my MacBook for pretty much everything. I use it to edit all of my videos, pretty much. It helps to create my thumbnails when I use Canva. However, I can also do that on my iPad. It's created my intro for these videos, my outro for these videos. Every thumbnail that you see is obviously created on Canva usually. But other than that, it's an amazing MacBook. If you obviously can't afford like the newer versions because they are over $1,000 and you want something a little bit cheaper, this one is actually quite good. Although obviously I did say it was like around 700. That is obviously still expensive for some people, and obviously, believe me, I feel it took me probably, I think it took me around 9 months for me to actually do enough shifts at work to be able to get this MacBook. So it did cost me quite a lot. It did take me a long time to get out the money for this. It's just such a nice MacBook to use. Pretty much all of my Apple products have been so nice to use and are just really great, and obviously they do cost quite a lot when you add them all up or you buy them. So obviously always do your research before you buy an Apple product. The amount of research I've done on the iPad I'm going to get is unbelievable. The amount of research I did on both of these iPads before I got them. I'm not obviously saying all this to like brag and all that, but obviously like I've worked to get my products. I work to obviously pay for a lot of the things that I have. Most of the stuff that I have paid for myself. But yeah, I didn't want to obviously do this video as to brag on the products I have, how much money I spend and all that. And obviously like doing this with obviously having like 2 iPhones and 2 iPads. Obviously, yes, I do have them, but I've had these two probably in my room for God knows how many years, because I'm getting rid of this iPad, the other iPad and the other iPhone so that I can get enough money to obviously help bring the cost down for the new iPad, so that I'm not obviously paying so much on my card. So that's kind of why I did it. So more than likely in a few years, when I want to get rid of something and get a new iPad, I'll probably sell a different Apple Watch and the newer iPad that I have. And I hope you guys like this. I will definitely be doing an unboxing video and a review video of using the Apple Pencil, of using my new iPad. And obviously I hope to see you guys for True Crime Thursday, which will definitely be out this week. Obviously only have 2 weeks left of college, so after that there will be tons more videos. My editing software will be better and will stop having so many issues, because at the minute it's been such a pain and it's not exported my videos, or it's only exported my audio. But I will definitely have more than one video for you out this week. This one will obviously be out on Sunday, the 2nd of May, and then I will be filming that video on the same day, which will hopefully be out on Monday or Tuesday, and then my True Crime will obviously be out on a Thursday. But I hope you liked this video. I will link all of my products in the description below, like I usually do.